Near the end of The Godfather 2, Frank claims that the Corleone family was like the Roman Empire. Since Frank betrayed the family, Tom uses his analogy to discuss how failed plotters against the Roman emperor often committed suicide in return for clemency for their families, giving Frank a deal to save his own family. This analogy between the Corleone family and the Roman Empire is maintained in many layers throughout the films. Both operated within patriarchal societal structures. Men held dominant roles in political, social, and familial contexts. In the Roman Empire, women had restricted civic engagement and political rights. Their voices and agency are limited compared to male characters. Women in The Godfather often occupy traditional roles as wives, mothers, or daughters. And their primary function is to support the male members of the family and maintain the domestic sphere. Women typically have limited involvement in major decision-making processes within the mafia families, and their influence is often indirect. Still, despite not receiving as much decision-making power, the women in The Godfather have influenced the family's history in many ways. It is Carmela, Vito's wife, who brings her friend home so that Vito can help her with her problem, something that Vito will continue to do with many people for many years. It is Kay who decides not to have Michael's child against all of Michael's power. It is Vito's mother who has the courage to face the local mafia boss face to face to save her son, even giving her life so that he could live, allowing the entire story of the saga to happen. And it's Connie who ends up managing the family in lots of pivotal moments of part 3. It's ultimately Connie who has the best character arc of all. She starts out as a daddy's girl who falls in love with a violent man. After much suffering, she is widowed, while in the process she also loses a brother. She continued her life surrounded by men who do not respect her and who are only with her for her money. But the fear of losing another brother, of losing more members of her family, is what makes her rejoin her family, but outside of the already established roles, and finally become the consigliere.